Hi everyone, welcome back to Joy's Daughter. So in this video I wanted to talk about the pros and cons of having locks, okay, and things that I really wish someone had told me before I started my journey 12 years ago. And so yeah, I hope you enjoy, I hope this helps you. So let's start with the cons, okay? Con number one. Your locks may not look like your inspiration's locks. Okay, so if there's a person that inspired you to get locks, just know that there's a number of factors that determine the outcome and the look of your locks. So I determined the look of my locks by how tiny they were, and I took into consideration the density of my hair. Okay, so I wanted them to look full, so I want smaller. I wanted sister locks originally, but you know, the pockets at the time with and plus I thought about the maintenance of the sister locks over time, and that's a lot of money I did not have to be paying for a loctician, you know, over the years. I just didn't have it. That's the rich girls. Go ahead, you know, baby. That's your business. If you got it like that, you got the disposable income, that's your business. Do your thing. But yeah, I needed to save. So I went for small traditional locks, borderline micro locks. So that's what I stuck with. And if you are going to a loctician to start your locks, I would advise you get pictures of the people, the person that, you know, the locks you kind of want your locks to look like, and show it to your loctician and talk to them about starting the process. And if you can achieve that with your hair density, with your hair texture, how is that going to age over time? Okay, so density really, really matters, and the size of your locks and how many locks in your head matters. Con number two, roughness. Okay, so they didn't feel nice against my skin, okay, so don't come for me, please. Just my locks. I also neglected them for 12 years, so no conditioner. I would just wash them and jump out the shower and go about my day, which I don't recommend. Don't do that. So they were a little bit rough, okay? I'm not gonna lie. By the time my locks were in the 9th, 10th, 11th year, and they were all the way down the bottom, whenever I got home, soon as I got home from work, up in a bun. It was up like this. Okay, they were up in a bun, and I wanted everything off my shoulders because they just felt so rough and uncomfortable. I just didn't like how they felt. So that's me personally. They're not silky and soft against your skin. No, they're a little bit rough. They're not gonna feel like silk. It's not gonna feel like your loose natural hair. It's gonna feel like ropes. So you can get them to feel a little softer if you do like certain treatments, but yeah. So con number three, sweaters. Say goodbye to your favorite sweaters and coats. So I wish someone had told me that my locks were gonna tear my favorite sweaters up. Okay, and I'm talking about after one wear. After one wear, my sweaters was done. And I had to get the lint removal tool and just shave it down eventually, when that didn't exist when I started my locks 12 years ago, 13 years ago. So I'm glad somebody invented that in the last decade. Yeah, that was a lifesaver. But my wool coats, yeah, even the expensive coats that I had, my locks tore them stuff up. Okay, my locks tore it up. So that's something to keep into consideration. You might want to buy silkier fabrics so that your locks can just kind of slide and, you know, glide against. That's something to keep in mind as well. It's going to tear up your clothes. Sorry. So con number four, lint. You are going to get lint in your hair if you don't sleep with a bonnet. Yeah. So locks attract everything, okay? Lint, dust, fabrics. And what I did to counter that was, before I washed my hair, I would examine my locks. I'd hold them out and go through each lock, and I would pick the lint out of my hair. If you don't do that first, if you just jump in the shower with your locks with the lint in it, and the fabrics and stuff from your pillows and sheets are in your hair, it's going to be even harder to come out after you've washed it. Something about the washing process just makes it tangle and merge with your lock. You don't want that. So pick them out first, do a quick groom, you know, pick it out. Take 5 minutes to just do that really quick. Go through your locks, look at the ends, make sure the threads come off of it. It wraps up everything. So, and then you wash your hair, okay? So that's what I did to counter that. I mean, You know, my house is generally clean. I'm a clean person. I don't even know how that happens to people in the first place. Like, you have to be dirty or something to get all that in your hair. But anyway, where does this come from? Speaking of keeping things clean, when you have locks, things don't wash out as easily. So I tell people time and time again, look, if you're gonna start locks, do not put beeswax in your hair. Maybe to start them, but don't leave it on there because things don't wash out as easily. You know what I'm saying? When you get locks, okay, it doesn't move down the hair shaft the same way that it did your loose natural hair. So you can't just be out here just, you know, beeswaxing it up and all these other thick, gooky things that you did with your loose natural hair. You can't do that. I told my brother, you better stop doing that because, child, your hair gonna stink in a few years. And lo and behold, a few years later, I'm doing his locks, retwisting it. And even after wash day, after he showered and washed his hair, okay, it smelled wild. It smelled wild. And he has all this nasty, gooky greasiness. And I'm just like, how many times you wash your hair? Twice, and it still feel like that and smell like that. So you got your shorty in the bed, and the locks, like I said, they feel rough. And then it's rough in her face, and then the stench, and then the... What you trying to do? You trying to take a sister out? Like, who? Don't use beeswax, okay? It's harder to wash out of your hair, and it causes odor. Speaking of odor on the scalp, child, don't come for me when I say this, okay? Don't come for me, but I'm very funny about scents. When I had locks, I noticed that, you know, there was a smell, okay? Well, I put my fingers in my scalp, and I would, and the things that I would smell, it was a little different at the roots. And then I'd wash it, and then, you know, but a few days later, there it goes again. So I noticed that when I combed my locks out, and I would, you know, very different. Even at the same amount of time after wash day, a couple days later, nothing. Like, it smells completely different. So that is me. That is my body odor. Don't come for me. That is my opinion. It's a little bit harder, especially if you have high hair density like I did. It's gonna harbor scent, okay? And I was a cigarette smoker back in the day before I got saved. Everything stays in your locks. Everything. Oh, the weight, when you wash your hair, the weight of the locks. Okay, so I don't know. I was fine most of the time when my hair was dry, even at tailbone length and past my bottom. I was fine. Like, I didn't feel the weight of it, or maybe I got used to it. My neck got strong, got good back. I don't know. So whenever I washed my hair, it felt like there was a wet towel dangling on my head. And then at about the 10-year mark, 10, 11, 12-year mark, that's when I started feeling some pain. I'd be in the shower, I'd flip my hair over, and I would start to feel some stuff. And it was only on wash days. That's the only time I would feel it. Men. Child, I'm talking dating. All right, so another con, con number 56. So another con is, you know, some men don't like natural hair. Some men don't like natural hair. They want the light skin, racially ambiguous, mixy hair, straight. That's the kind of woman they want, you know, and for whatever reasons, they see a sister with her loose natural hair, could be beautiful hair too, or locks, and they think you cute, but they like, So, you know, it's all good. It's their loss, honey. It's not yours. That's their loss. Okay, that they wanna judge you on a hairstyle, but you know, I don't understand why some men weren't attracted to me. I don't get it. With my locks, I was bad. Like, I can't think of a reason why. Whew, okay, I'm refreshed. Pros. Let's talk about pros now. One thing about locks is that you can start them yourself. You don't have to go to a loctician if you don't want to. I mean, YouTube University, hi. You can start them yourself. You know, if you're great, you know how to part very well, and you can do what I call the grid part. If you can do the grids very well, do it yourself. Just put in 2-strand twists, braids, whatever method works best for your hair texture. Use a latch hook, that also helps. These, yeah, you want to use these, that will help. Latch hook tools will help. Oh, so I don't recommend putting extensions in your locks to start, especially with all of the new studies. It's linking, you know, cancer with the usage of extensions, and you're having that sit on your lock for years. I don't know, your scalp. Another reason why I don't recommend extensions and that you just grow it out of your head is that you're putting all this extra weight on your hair and your scalp, and your scalp is like, what is going on? What is all this extra weight? What is this material? What is going on? Just grow it out your head so your scalp can acclimate over time, slowly, to the new weight, to the new shedded hair that's coming down the shaft. Okay, just if you must use extensions, fine. Whatever's best for you, sweetie. They're low maintenance. Another pro is they are low maintenance. Wash days are short, and you don't need a loctician. If you're fast and you're not exhausted, you'll be fine. You could even do it in parts, you know, like do the first half of your head, then the back another day or something like that. Just do the edges so the front looks neat. That's what I did. You know, the maintenance is very, very low, but don't neglect them like I did. Still use conditioner, still do things like that. Still treat it. Do treatments as if you still have loose natural hair. Just don't put anything heavy in there like beeswax. Another pro number 806. Money. You will save money. I think the most that I spent on my locks in 12 years was shampoo, and that was not even $100 a year. I saved a ton of money on hair care when I had locks, but I also didn't neglect my locks. But still, all you need is shampoo and conditioner and whatever else works for you, oil here and there, something on the ends, whatever. But if even that. So if you're a product junkie, you might have withdrawals because you don't need that much stuff in your locks. Especially if you want them to be lightweight and not be heavy and feel icky. You want them nice, be nice and fluffy and light. You might want to reduce the product usage. It will help you stop using a lot of products. Okay, so I saved a ton of money when I had locks. Another pro is that you can see your growth quickly. You can definitely see what's going on because you're not over manipulating, nothing is breaking off, and even in the shower when you're washing your hair, there's like hardly any shedding, like hardly anything. You don't have to worry about a whole bunch of shedded hair coming out from combing it or whatever, so that's nice. That's really nice. That's another pro that I loved about having locks. And lastly, your confidence. Your confidence is gonna increase because you grew all them inches out of your scalp, and it's okay. Oh, I forgot to put one more con in there. Speaking of inches, I had my hair get trapped in a New York City train door once, and this Spanish lady was like, "Mommy, you hair," and I was like, "Oh snap!" So we're there both trying to tug and get my hair out the door, and it was pretty frightening. I'm pretty sure she was more scared than I was, because when your hair gets long, it's gonna get trapped in places you don't want it to get trapped. So a few horror stories, a few bathroom toilet horror stories. Yeah, when my hair was underneath my bottom. So yeah, that's a thing. Long hair problems. Your hair will be touching the toilet water. Yeah. So that's a pro and a con. So I went through that. So that's another thing I forgot to mention. So get locks. They're wonderful, and if you take really good care of them and keep them hydrated and moisturized, you can comb them out. No matter how small they are, you can comb them out. You've seen mine. I had small traditional locks, borderline sister locks, or micro locks. The fatter the lock, in my opinion, the more hair you can salvage. My opinion, but those are the pros. There's a lot more pros, but that's all I can think of right now. Maybe I'll do this video again in the future more in detail, but those are my pros and cons of having locks that I wish someone had told me when I got started. And I was on YouTube scouring for information, okay? And no one mentioned all of that, okay? About the lint and the sweater damage and the coats, okay? I wish someone had like told me that was gonna happen. But yeah, good luck to any of you. Are there any pros and cons that you have that I didn't mention that you love about locks or looking forward to? Do you have any questions? Maybe some people can help out in the comments. But thank you for watching. Bye. Oh, choose joy. See the
I'm so excited to see the results in 3 months. Because I know in 3 months it's going to look so much different than it does today.
Every phase of it is going to look different. 6 months is going to look different from 3 months. 9 months is going to look even more, like it's going to, you're going to transform over the next 13 months.
You got to send me some of these videos when you're okay? Because I got to put my own lock journey on. You feel me?
Yes, I love the shirt too. Resilience.
Yes, hey. Resilience. Hey.
Welcome to the Loc crew.
I'm ready.